One day after the walkouts, a local girl's message is going viral.
And good evening to you. I'm Dan Kleckner. 24 hours ago, we were talking about the hundreds of thousands of students who walked out of classes nationwide 1 month after the Florida school massacre. Now, one local teen's message is going viral. Don't walk out, walk up. KHQ's Adam Mayer talked to that student in the aftermath of the walkouts. And Adam, we shared her post on KHQ's Facebook page. It has now reached more than 330,000 people.
It's Sharifa Ibrahim Gusadi. I'm from Saudi Arabia, south of Saudi Arabia. My city called Jazan. I'm GU, I'm Muslim.
Coming to a country where the media portrays Americans with an anti-Muslim sentiment, Sharifa is a hero for her bravery. But her real secret? She brought a hero of her own with her.
To be a student here in the United States, my scholarship asked me to have a sponsor or to have a supporter. So my father retired from his work because of me. He decided to leave his work to come with me and to live here in the United States. And you know, now he's about 64 years old. He didn't, as I mentioned, he didn't complete his education. But when he came to here, he said he don't have a job, just he wanna support me as a father. He feels that his duty to support me until finish my master's degree. So he decided to study English, and now he's studying English in English program in Spokane Community College.
While Sharifa's father is supporting her in Spokane, Sharifa's mother is giving her love from afar. Although she had many concerns about Sharifa studying in America, Sharifa's friends and teachers have started sending her mother videos, ensuring that she is safe with her new friends. The Gonzaga community is doing even more for Muslim students on campus. That has surprised even Sharifa.
Actually, I couldn't imagine that GU will offer a place for Muslims to pray. Even though we changed from I studied ESL program in a different building, but when I start my major, I have to move to another building. But Sarah sent all Muslim students that there is a place for Muslim to pray. So that made me proud of this GU community, and really I appreciate that they take care about Muslims.
Sharifa's next task is convincing her younger sister to come to Gonzaga, stating the ability to speak freely as a Muslim, the comfortable campus, and amazing community. She is sure her sister will become a Zag.
Welcome to beautiful Southern California, where we here at GUTV have escaped the snow and ice in Spokane for some sunshine.
We've spent time on the campus of Loyola Marymount University, connected with our fabulous GUTV alumni. Now we're in Marina Del Rey to bring you our special GUTV Takes LA.
Welcome to beautiful Marina Del Rey, California. I'm Daniel Inserpi.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol Carter. Isn't it beautiful out here, Daniel? What more can you ask for?
It is picturesque. It is LA just in a nutshell. Sun shining, the water sparkling. Can't think of a better way to end this wonderful journey that we've had here in Los Angeles.
I couldn't agree more. Now, there was so much for us to cover this weekend, but it all started on Thursday when the Zags took on the LMU Lions.
You know what? This team, I always thought they were just really fun to watch, but it was even better to be on the baseline with the press pass, sit with the media, be shooting the game myself. It was a wonderful time.
Phil Taylor.
Aaron Hayes.
Father Don Heiberger. Dan Dickel.
Chris Morehouse.
Dan Garrity.
Eric Mertens.
Donald Hackney.
Brian and Savag.
Colleen McMahon.
In lieu of Gonzaga Day, we are starting a social media movement using the hashtag Living the Mission. We're asking all of you to think of someone that you'd like to thank, that you think is living out the Jesuit mission all of the time, someone that is a light in your life, someone that's inspiring you every single day. So we're gonna go figure out who all of these alumni want to thank.
Well, one guy that I'd like to thank that isn't here anymore is Phil Taylor. He did so much for the program. Anytime you just wanted to talk to him in general, he'd joke around with you. I mean, he was probably annoyed with us half the time, but he'd still listen to our stories.
I'd like to give a shout out to Erin Hayes. She is the welcome wagon at Gonzaga University in admissions, and she's the reason that our family is at Gonzaga. We just want to say thank you, Erin, and we love you.
Father Don Heiberger, who was the head of the broadcasting department, who, when I wanted to do a live radio show reenactment of War of the Worlds, he helped me put that together.
Dan Dickel for me. He was an inspiration when I was at campus at Gonzaga, and now he's an announcer with the Gonzaga basketball team. So he's certainly one of my inspirations.
Dan Garrity, just doing everything right and keeps lighting the fire for students to give back and not take no for an answer, which I love.
Colleen McMahon. She had a great influence on me when I was there, and I really took a lot of what I've learned from her and others and applied it into the field that I went into, which was ultimately business.
Eric Mertens works with GU alum, with the alumni office, and he's kind of been like a confidant of mine. If you're watching, Eric, shout out. So he's been a real good guy and understanding, very just knows what to say. And I think he's just very caring. He's always there for you, no matter who you are, honestly. So he's living the mission for sure.
The Medical Lake community is in mourning tonight after a high school student died on Saturday. Her 3 friends, who were also in the car, are recovering. Good evening, I'm Dan Kleckner.
And I'm Stephanie Vigil. A neighbor who lives near the intersection says it's a bad one after witnessing too many close calls and crashes. This is Highway 2 near Espanola and Wood Road in Spokane County. Washington State Patrol says that the girls drove through a stop sign and were T-boned by a truck.
Well, we wanted to dig deeper into this intersection to see if it's been a problem. KHQ's Andrea Olson joins us live from there tonight. Andrea?
Coming up after the break, we will take a look at the intramural staff and the bonds they have created with one another. And later, we will feature a piece on Tyler Seth, who has propelled the intramural program to new heights.
I love just coming to work. I mean, hanging out with college kids it's awesome. GU students are like the best in the world.
You're watching I Am Zags on GU TV.
This is the Kettle River in Curlew. The Ferry County Sheriff's Office says that they've asked the Spokane County Search and Rescue Team to help evacuate anyone along Customs Road and Kettle River Road near Curlew and Danville. The Kettle River crested above record flood stage this morning and is still sitting above that record. Carlisle Lind lives right next to the Kettle River and says he's experienced flooding before, but never anything like this.
It's been pretty crazy. The river's gotten higher than it has in like the last 70 years, pretty much, and it's just been jumping up over and over. Like we had a day that was like 80 degrees a couple days in a row, and those usually lead to a lot of the snow on the mountaintops raining down. That feeds into the creeks and it's been swelling up, but then we just had like 2 days in a row of just non-stop rain.
The Sheriff's Office says that it can establish an evacuation point in the Danville and Curlew areas if needed. Anyone who needs help is urged to call the Ferry County Sheriff's Office. And a reminder that you can track the weather in our region as it happens, including the changing flooding situations. Just download the free KHQ Weather Authority app from your app store.
The pictures are stunning. Smashed cars scattered across Interstate 90 through the heart of downtown Spokane. WSP troopers say there were no serious injuries, but multiple people were taken to the hospital after a semi carrying already crushed cars crashed. Good evening to you. I'm Stephanie Vigil. This happened around 12:30 this afternoon, and it has caused a big backup ever since. I want to show you an idea of the area that this happened. The truck was heading westbound along Interstate 90 right here through the heart of downtown Spokane. Now, this is Lewis and Clark High School right here, and that's where the driver swerved to avoid another car. The driver lost control and crashed right here, scattering cars, crushed cars across both sides of the freeway. KHQ local news reporter Andrea Olson was first on scene. Andrea, what can you tell us?
Well, Steph, the good news is that I-90 both directions is back open. Now, we did talk with a witness today who said she witnessed the entire crash. She said it all began with a Chevy who set off a chain reaction of events.
And when I could, I'd get up and try to block his view the best I could,
The unexpected and dangerous ride, a Spokane woman took on the hood of her own car after a thief tried stealing it.
Enough is enough. A Spokane woman took matters into her own hands after her boyfriend's car was stolen for the fourth time. Good evening, I'm Dan Kleckner.
I'm Stephanie Vigil. After trying to stop a thief from stealing the car, Cynthia Dixon decided to jump on the hood. She thought it would be over, but as KHQ local news reporter Joe McHale tells us, that's when things got really interesting.